Welcome, race fans, to Mach Speed Racing tonight at Hotlanta. This is going to be a good race here. Next to the last race for the championship. One more race after tonight. I believe next week is the season finale at Texas. But tonight here at Hotlanta, boy, this is going to be an exciting one for these guys. Quite a few fast guys. I heard Kyle Meeks, Lee Sandville, Tommy Lee, Feliciano, Gary Lowe, and Wisniewski. Boy, them guys are wicked fast out here. We've been watching them practice for quite a while now, so man, I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting one. Atlanta's always exciting, no matter what whatever you run here, doesn't matter. It's just exciting. So, but thanks for watching here tonight. Uh-oh, what happened? Something happened here. Everything wigged out on me. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, folks. Wow. Okay, I guess we're back. Wow, everything flipped out on me. I apologize for that. Okay, we got about 12 minutes left here in practice, so stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you got something to drink, something to snack on, ready for the duration here. 100 laps at this great 100, at a mile and a half, excuse me, 1.5 mile circuit here at Hotlanta. And, boy, going to be an exciting one. So make sure you're ready to watch this race. It's going to be great. All kinds of technical issues, man. Act like I'm a rookie at this or something. All right, 3 minutes left till qualifying. Hopefully you're ready for some excitement here. I am, I know that. A little less than a minute and a half till they take the high banks of Atlanta for 100 laps here tonight at Mach Speed Racing. Gonna be a great race, folks, so hopefully you're ready.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, folks, let's run through the points here real quick while they're out here qualifying, and then we'll throw the results up for qualifying. Nick Taylor on the top spot, just 10 points ahead of Tyler Stanley. I believe that was about the same scenario last season. Lee Sandville joining the ranks of the top 3 there, 30 points behind the leader. Kyle Meeks in 4th, 31 points back, so tight battle between those two. Brian Brewer in 5th, Brock Hubble 6th. Brian Timbrell in 7th. Mark Robertson has fell 1 spot last week, back to the 8th position. Teddy Wisniewski picking up 3 positions after missing a week. He was off a couple of weeks ago. Dustin Kinnaman picking up a position to the 10th spot. Dwayne Dunn falling 5 positions, and Nathan Miller falling 3 positions back to 12th. So top 12, this is the next to the last race in the chase, folks. So ready to get this thing underway. I think the guys are just as excited as I am, ready to see another great season here at Mach Speed Racing. Boy, it's absolutely amazing to sit and watch these guys week after week, because they put on one heck of a show, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all tonight. They just continuously put on great shows for you, and hopefully you do enjoy them. So stay with us. We'll throw the qualifying up here, see where everybody is at. Tommy Lee right now on the top spot. And this is qualifying. They do have 15 minutes of qualifying, so they get many chances to go out here and try their best luck at the qualifying time. So hopefully there'll be more out there to watch, I'm sure. They'll be trying to make their times better each and every time they go around the track. Going to be a pretty good sized field here tonight. A few non-qualifiers. What we'll do is we'll throw this up just in case. Maybe this will help you a little bit here. Might be a better view for you. Let's see the qualifiers and the non-qualifiers. But right now we've got 12 people qualifying out of probably about 20 guys out here that are going to be running tonight. And each and every one of them trying to pick up a position or two in the points. Only 12 of them in the chase, of course. Really? Who's giving me a thumbs down already on the broadcast? Wow. That's pretty sad. That really is pretty sad. Y'all need to get a life. That's the kind of stuff you do when you're a little kid and got nothing better to do. Just go around disliking people's videos. Hey, Scott. Glad to see somebody in chat. No, I know. Oh, I know who's doing it. They've been reported to YouTube, so no big deal. Out of my hands now. They're just little kids with no life. Hey, Mark. How you doing? Good to see a few people in chat. It's pretty awesome. Well, I'll be by myself tonight. My fellow commentator that usually helps me on Wednesday nights is not here tonight for whatever reason, but hopefully I can cover it pretty good here, keep you guys informed of what's going on for the whole race, and we'll do our best. Well, looks like Kyle Meeks has definitely backed up his qualifying time, or his practice time, excuse me. Fastest in practice, and now he's fastest in qualifying. So if that time holds up here, we still got Michael Feliciano, Teddy Wisniewski, a few other guys that are really, really wickedly fast. And they've still got times to lay down. So Lee Sandville, another fast one, fast in practice. I think he was third practice. Yeah, not my first rodeo. Nope, not my first one. Oh, there's a hard hit into the wall. Ouch. Number 25 there of Teddy Wisniewski. Yeah. This is what these guys need to do. Get out here and do some pit parties a little bit. There's Tommy Lee. Again, like I said, only 14 qualifiers, but there's more people in there. Quite a few of them not taking a qualifying time, so wanting to start in the back of the field. It's a long race here, 100 laps. Going to be a long one for these guys, and to try to stay out of the wrecks or whatever. But you know, I don't foresee too many wrecks here tonight with these guys. These guys are pretty good. Get reports that the setup is very good. These guys build their own setups, and everybody drives the same setup, so that's pretty awesome. And they always build good setups. Another good driver to watch there, Brock Hubble. If everything goes right, he should be a strong contender here tonight. Michael Feliciano, another good strong one. Well, we got about a minute left in qualifying, and then we're going to be heading to the grid here, so stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere. Get ready for Hot Atlanta tonight for 100 laps in the trucks. Again, I'll throw up the points real quick there so you can see the points coming into tonight's race with 2 races left tonight and next week at Texas as the season finale. Nick Taylor with a 10-point lead over Tyler Stanley after last week. Lee Sandville in 3rd, Kyle Meeks 4th, Brian Brewer, there's your top 5. A few guys changing around. Brock Hubble picking up 4 spots. Brian Timbrell 1, Mark Robertson dropping 1 position, Teddy Wisniewski picking up 3 after missing the week previous to that. Dustin Kinnaman gaining 1 position, Dwayne Dunn losing 5 positions, and Nathan Miller 3. Okay, qualifying is over, and we will be heading to the grid here in just a minute, folks. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for qualifying. We're going to get down here trackside, and we'll run down through the grid real quick here. Okay, starting on the pole, Kyle Meeks with a 29.474. Wow, what a lap. Congratulations to him for starting on the pole. Dwayne Dunn in 2nd in the number 39. In 3rd, the number 9 of Randy McCanny. In 4th, the 33 of Tommy Lee. In 5th, Dustin Kinnaman in the number 12. Teddy Wisniewski in the number 25, starting 6th. In 7th, the 200 of Michael Feliciano. Brock Hubble in the number 3, coming in 8th. Richard Gonzalez in the 23, starting 9th. Nick Taylor in the 07, starting 10th. That is our points leader. Lee Sandville in the number 22, starting 11th. Tom Serrato in the number 41, starting 12th. Timothy Kelleher in the number 4, starting 13th. And in 14th, the number 13 of Brian Timbrell. Tyler Stanley in the 02, starting 15th. Mark Robertson in the 21, starting 16th. In 17th position, the number 2 of Nathan Miller. I forgot Eric's number again, doggone it. He will be starting in the 18th position. Brian Pager in the number 7, starting 20th, and Gary Lowe in the number 8, starting 21st. Alright, folks, let's get up here to race. Kyle Meeks. As they get ready to roll off the grid here in just a second. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, we just got a dusting here. We're really not getting that much snow. Oh man, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear about that, Mike. Yeah, man, it's really something how, you know, computers and stuff can really affect your racing like that, man. It's just amazing. Okay, we're coming around on the backstretch here. The High Banks of Atlanta, 100 laps is on the board, so that's what they're going to be running, folks. No, Gary Lowe's not the leader. That'll all change once they come around here. Well, looks to be about, like about 19 or about 20 drivers, I believe, out there on the track. So and we're ready to kick this thing off here, Mach Speed style. Pace car getting ready to go onto pit road. It does. Kyle Meeks ready for the throttle, and there it is. Green flag is out. We're off and going here, folks, at Hotlanta. All right, Kyle Meeks already taking a little bit of a lead here over second place. Dwayne Dunn trying to pull Tommy Lee right along with him. Tommy taking a peek on the inside, but can't get it done. Teddy Wisniewski back here in 5th place. These guys already almost a second behind Kyle Meeks, folks. Wow. Randy McCanny back here already under fire by Feliciano. Feliciano drives it in underneath them and pulls Richard Gonzalez right along with him. Brock Hubble taking a peek there and gets by Randy McCanny. So what's going on with Randy's truck? I don't know. He gets caught up on the high side and everybody just freight trained by him. Nick Taylor, our points leader, back here in 10th. Trying to have a clean, safe race and try to get that thing to the end. That's going to be the secret. But watch for Nick to work his way toward the front. Lee Sandville 3rd place in the points back here in 11th. Now it's going to look Tyler Stanley 15th place. That's our 2nd place in the points guy right there. Back up front, Kyle Meeks, now only 1/10 of a second splitting between him and Dwayne Dunn. As they come down the back stretch, Kyle Meeks did lead the first couple of laps, so congratulations to him. He'll get that valuable point for leading the lap. Dwayne Dunn hard on his tail, keeping the pressure on him, folks. That's what you got to do. And taking a peek on the inside of Kyle Meeks and gets into him. Oh no. Oh no. More guys going to get damaged. Michael Feliciano blowing the motor. Oh, this is bad. This is not really characteristic of these guys, man. Well, let's go back here, take a look at this and see what happened. Looking right here from the far chase view. Let's watch as Dwayne Dunn comes right up underneath Kyle Meeks and then gets into him right there. I think he got a little wiggly, and when he did, he got into the back of Kyle Meeks, and I don't believe these two, well, Kyle Meeks didn't get a whole lot of damage, I don't think. Oh, I take that back. But it was on from there, and oh man, Feliciano just drilled. Oh man, he come out of nowhere. Let's watch this from Feliciano. Let's go back here a little ways. He never even slowed up or hit the brake or nothing. Oh, just nowhere for him to go. Blows the motor on it. And I believe that's probably going to end the day for Feliciano. Well, looks like it may be over for him. Dwayne Dunn going to be scored as our leader, but I believe he's probably going to be heading for pit road with all the damage that's on that truck. Yeah, quite a few of them. Even Tommy Lee coming down pit road. Tommy was not involved in that. So everybody coming down pit road. Trying to assess the damage that's done on their vehicles. Boy, that's too bad for these guys. Man, I hate to see that already this early. Oh, Kyle Meeks going way past his pit stall, having to back up. Tommy Lee out first, it looks like, but we've got a brand new leader. Lee Sandville is stayed out and will be scored as leading the lap, so congratulations to him now. Tommy Lee's going to come out second. Somehow he led a lap. Not sure how he led one, but He must have led that one when they wrecked, I guess. He got by all them guys and led a lap. Mark Robertson coming out third. Teddy Wisniewski fourth. Richard Gonzalez fifth. Tom Serrato sixth. Brian Timbrell seventh. Randy McCanny eighth. Timothy Kelleher ninth. And Brian Pager. That is your top 10 right there for tonight. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Scott. He did slip by and did get that valuable point. So, not really running in the chase. Tommy Lee's not, in the chase, but trying to get a win. So, pretty interesting, though. Hate it for these guys that happened already, though. Well, how's the broadcast look, Scott? Does it look all right? Nice and smooth, not jerky. Look pretty good. And I don't think these guys get any resets in here, folks. So in the chase like this, they have opted to not have any resets. So this has got to be a tough thing for the guys. Motley Crue. Yep, Motley Crue going to be starting on the outside on this restart. That's Tommy Lee's nickname for those of you that... Cool. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tommy Lee's nickname there. Scott's nicknamed him Motley Crue. Well, let's see if he can get by Lee. Now, Lee's out there on the older tires. Lee did not pit. Only one on the whole racetrack that did not pit. Dustin Kinnaman back on pit road. Kyle Meeks and Michael Feliciano still on pit road trying to get their damage fixed. Man, a lot of damage on them. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, get your friends and family in there to watch. Text them, send them text messages, call them, anything. Get them in here to watch. Boy, this is exciting racing here at Hotlanta tonight for 100 laps. All right, getting ready to go green. Lee kind of laying back. Pace car's in, and Lee hits the throttle right away. Tommy Lee slips into second place. Now the battle is for third, and it looks like Teddy Wisniewski all over the back of Tommy Lee. Now Mark Robertson slips in there to try to steal that position away from Teddy Wisniewski. As these guys get wound back up to full speed. And Mark Robertson goes into third, looking to try to pick up a few more spots in the points. Mark's back in, I believe, 8th in the points. Lost one position last week to Brian Brewer, I think it was. Brian Brewer picked up one spot in the points. But looking to change that up. Randy McCanny back here at the tail end of this group. And then it's a little ways back to Brian Pager, but he's going to get taken by Timothy Kelleher. Comes down on the low side, and Tyler Stanley, our second place in the points guy, Tyler Stanley. Our points leader, Nick Taylor, following back here. Don't look like either of them guys have gotten any damage. I don't know. Maybe just a tick on Nick Taylor's truck there, it looks like. Nathan Miller coming up through into 14th spot, the last one out there right now. Dwayne Dunn, Dustin Kinnaman, Kyle Meeks, and Michael Feliciano all on pit road trying to get damage fixed. Back up front, brand new leader, Tommy Lee, as he goes around the outside of Lee Sandville. And boy, does he drive it in there hard. Lee going back to second. Tommy Lee in the lead now. Teddy Wisniewski still hanging on in third, looking to see if he can't get by Lee Sandville. Riding along here with Teddy. Let's see what he does going into turn one. Lee staying low to protect that position. Boy, loose, almost on the edge, folks. This is where these guys drive. For those of you that know, man, you're right on the edge of that back end kicking around. These trucks are really light in the tail, so you've got to make sure you got lots of grip. And boy, I'll tell you, these guys are right on the edge of it right now. Had a few guys that I was talking to before the broadcast started were telling me about the difference in these in the line, just the line, how much faster it is changing up your line. I heard some reports that Teddy Wisniewski in for second place, takes that away from Lee Sandville. And also Richard Gonzalez goes into the fourth position. And now he's the next one to try to get by Lee. So Lee, them old tires are starting to show. He's got probably about 10 laps on them tires. And everybody else out here on new tires is starting to show. Just 10 laps makes that much of a difference. Tom Serrato now gets by Mark Robertson and goes into fifth. Tom not in the chase here, but Mark Robertson is. And Mark goes back to sixth place. Kyle Meeks back out on the track, folks. Let's catch up with him here as he's just coming back up onto the track. Him and Dwayne Dunn both getting damage fixed on their vehicles. Dwayne's still got a lot of damage on there and going to be 5 laps down. Kyle Meeks 10 laps down. Going to try to salvage what they can out of the race. Back up front, Tommy Lee already starting to put 3/4 of a second lead on second place Teddy Wisniewski. Third place still Lee Sandville hanging on, and Richard Gonzalez in fourth. Now Mark Robertson goes back into the fifth place. Brian Timbrell, those two battling for position in the points. They're just 1 point separating them coming into tonight. Brian Timbrell 1 point, I believe. Let me see. Let me call up the points here real quick. Yes, Brian Timbrell is 3 points. I'm sorry, 3 points ahead of Mark Robertson. So, and he is 1 position behind Mark now. So that's how close they are. Well, it looks like Dustin Kinnaman and Michael Feliciano have taken their trucks behind pit road, called it a day, and ready to head on to next week at Texas. Gonzalez all over the back of Lee Sandville. These guys know how to keep the pressure on, don't they? Just waiting for Lee to make a mistake. He's on them older tires, and mistake can be made right there, but if he's careful, he can fend that off for a little while. If Gonzalez gives him a little respect out there and tries to, he knows that he's probably just a tick faster than Lee, but if he can just ride right there. And Mark Robertson, our Canadian brother there with the red maple leaf on the hood, doing a great job trying to come up through the points. As Tom Serrato goes back to 7th behind Brian Timbrell, Randy McCanny in 8th, Tyler Stanley in 9th. Brock Hubble, there's your top 10. Now the guys behind these guys are the guys that got into that wreck. Nick Taylor got a little bit of damage. If we can take a look here real quick, you can see right rear corner damage there. I don't know how much that's going to affect them, but it could. Doesn't have any right front corner damage, so that's a good thing. looks to be pretty clear all the way the rest of the way around that truck, so I think he's okay. Brian Pager looks to be clean. Nathan Miller, he looks to be okay, but I think he might have got a little damage in it. Timothy Kelleher, I know he was involved in that, but it looks like he's all right. Dwayne Dunn may have taken his truck behind pit road, I'm not sure. And Kyle Meeks back on pit road trying to get more damage fixed up on that truck. Wow. That thing is toast. All right, back up to our leader, Tommy Lee. Led for 13 laps now. Teddy Wisniewski trying to reel him in. Lee Sandville now falling back about 2.5 seconds behind the leader. Boy, look at Mark Robertson getting by Richard Gonzalez. Hasn't completed the pass yet, but gets a great run going into turn 1. Timbrell in tow. And he's using every bit of the every bit of the track that he can to try to get by Gonzalez. But Gonzalez is in that groove right there where it can be pretty fast if you can stay hooked up and stay steady on it. That middle groove is pretty fast. Mark with a pretty good run down the front stretch. A little bit of draft help there, I think, from Brian Timbrell. And it does give him the edge on Richard Gonzalez. Now trying to stay out of them there on coming out of turn 2 is the secret. Tyler Stanley back 4 seconds behind the leader. Randy McCanny in 8th place. Tom Serrato back to 9th now. And Brock Hubble still your top 10, but Nick Taylor is coming. Keeping the pressure on him. Brian Pager and Nathan Miller back here as well. Timothy Kelleher back 7.7 seconds. And it looks to be those are the last of the on the lead lap. Timothy Kelleher, last one on the lead lap. In the Jimmy John Chevrolet. All right, 2.9 seconds back to Lee Sandville. So the leaders are pulling away by a ton. Looking back to Teddy Wisniewski from our leader. Back just a half a second off the back bumper of Tommy Lee right now. Are you all enjoying the show tonight? These guys know how to put on a good show. One caution so far in the race. Wasn't too bad though. Got 72 laps to go here, folks. I think I heard a little, sounded like a bumpy hit there. It sounded like a little bump that caused the truck to make a little grinding noise there, I think, going into turn 1. So there must be a pretty rough bump right there. But Tommy Lee getting it done. Teddy Wisniewski in second. Now Lee Sandville 3.3 seconds behind. Gonzalez, boy, look at the battle going on here, folks. Brian Timbrell, Brian Timbrell taking over that spot from Mark Robertson, and now setting his sights on Richard Gonzalez. Man, Gonzalez up on the high side. Timbrell on the low side. Mark Robertson on the high side. Man, what a battle. These guys, this is the battle of the race right here, folks. This is from 4th on back to, I believe, all the way back to Randy McCanny in 9th, or 8th, excuse me. This is where the fight is here. What's going on? Randy McCanny on the inside of Brian Timbrell now to take over that position. The Canadian Rocket is in the battle. Sorry about that, Dustin. Doggone it. I hate that, man. I hate that for these guys. I hate it for all of you guys. Randy McCanny moves into 7th, gets by Brian Timbrell. Brian coming back on the inside, though, not giving up without a fight. Boy, he's really strong. That was a great, strong effort right there by Brian Timbrell. He's keeping McCanny up on that high side. Nathan Miller now down on the inside, gets by Brock Hubble. Brock gets a little loose coming out of turn 2. And Nick Taylor gets by him as well. So Brock up on the high side trying to save it. Did a great job. Man. That's all it takes is a little slip like that. And man, backwards you go. Teddy Wisniewski, 1.1 seconds off the bumper of Tommy Lee. Let's ride along here with Teddy for just a minute. You can look ahead to Tommy Lee. That's what 1.2 seconds looks like on the track, folks. And to us drivers, that's an eternity. Getting up there, that 1.2 seconds, it just takes forever. Especially when the guy's as fast as Tommy Lee is being out there tonight. It's just, it's kind of unsettling to a driver. You're driving the wheels off that thing trying to get up there with them, and you just can't do it. So. And then we can look back to... Looking back to 3rd place, Lee Sandville. That's an eternity back from 2nd to 3rd. And that's about 2.5 seconds back to Lee Sandville from Teddy Wisniewski. And he's got Richard Gonzalez right behind him. We'll ride along here. You can see Richard Gonzalez right behind Lee Sandville. Yeah, it happens, Dustin. Doggone it. I hate it for you, though, brother. Okay, Tyler Stanley moves up to the 5th spot. He knows what he's got to do to try to catch up to Nick Taylor. They're 10 points separating them two coming into tonight's race, and right now, Tyler Stanley is in 5th, and Nick Taylor, our points leader coming into tonight, is back in 10th. So just trying to keep you updated on the points here, folks, as these guys continue on. 38 laps into the race. Good show. 1 caution so far, and it's been pretty awesome racing. Well, this thing crashed again. What the heck is wrong with this thing? Sorry about that, folks. Man, trying to get my volume set here for you so you can hear a little bit better. Hopefully you can hear the trucks okay. That's the main thing. Mark Robertson into 6th as Tyler Stanley gets by him. Yeah, that's just how fast it happens, Dustin. You think you're clear, and next thing you know, you're not. That's happened to me so many times, it's unbelievable. Brian Pager in 12th, settling in about 9 seconds back of the leader right now. Tom Serrato in 13th, and Timothy Kelleher 14th. We were looking a little bit ago, Kyle Meeks is still sitting on pit road with a ton of damage on that truck. Not sure if he's ever going to make it off pit road. Teddy Wisniewski in 2nd. Now 1.9 seconds off the leader. Lee Sandville 2 seconds away from Teddy Wisniewski, but 3.9 away from the leader. And he's got company with Richard Gonzalez. Richard's been hanging right with him. Been some really good racing here between these guys. Mark Robertson looking ahead to Tyler Stanley, Randy McCanny in 7th spot, trying to see if he can't get by Mark Robertson. Mark takes it right down on that white line. I'm being told that's not the fast line, but if it's working for him, hey, that's all the good. But good racing by these guys. Now Tommy Lee out ahead by 2.2 seconds ahead of Teddy Wisniewski. Man, unbelievable. Well, Dustin, if I was in TeamSpeak, I'd drag you into the channel with me or have you come into the channel with me and you could tell me your story, but I'm not in TeamSpeak, so, and I don't know, it'd take me a little bit to get there and all that, so, but really sorry about it, man. You were running so good too. Nathan Miller now up to the 9th spot, so he's starting to turn up the heat a little bit here. He started way back in like 14th or 15th or something like that, and he's got it back up here. Ooh, Lee Sandville out of shape off of turn 2, and that lets Tyler Stanley go into 4th. So Lee Sandville still out there on them old tires, hanging with these guys with about 10 lap newer tires. But I think he's starting to feel the crunch right now with these guys 10 lap newer tires. Actually, well, it ain't a whole lot, but it is some. Does make a difference in the handling of the truck. You're on 10 lap older tires. Lee Sandville, the only one out there on the track right now that has not pitted. Richard Gonzalez goes into 3rd, but he is 4.2 seconds behind the leader. Teddy Wisniewski in 2nd. Wish a caution would come out, praying for one. Anything you could do to try to get out there and get some new tires on that truck so he could catch up to Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee been out front now for 37 laps. Sandville still trying to hold off this whole gaggle of trucks here that are all together. Nathan Miller joining into that, and he is now trying to get by Randy McCanny. McCanny being pretty tough on the high side. It looks like Nathan Miller is going to slide in front of him, and oh, Mark Robertson up the hill. This isn't good. He's going to get passed up by everybody. Even Randy McCanny takes a look. Mark slipping backwards a little bit there. Looks like he had to lift off the fuel a little bit there to going into turn 1, and boy, they just powered right on by him. Nathan Miller and Brian Timbrell. This is really turning into be a good race here, folks. This is where the battle is right now. Lee Sandville, Nathan Miller, these guys all battling it up. Brian Timbrell, Randy McCanny, and Mark Robertson side by side. Looking back on that battle, you can see them two still side by side. Mark not giving up on that low side, finally caves into it a little bit and falls in behind Randy McCanny going into the turn. Good racing here, folks. Looking back from Nathan Miller as he gets by Lee Sandville. Lee with that little bit of damage on the right front corner after hitting the the wall might be affecting the handling of that truck, and that coupled with the fact that he's out there on older tires, has not been on pit road yet. We can see Brian Timbrell all over the back of him. And now Randy McCanny gets by Brian Timbrell on the high side. Randy just drives on by him. Oh, man, that was a quick checkup. Lee Sandville coming down pit road, folks. Oh, and he missed pit road. He's going to have to back up. That's going to bring the caution. Oh, we got a pile up there, folks. Trying to see who that was. I think it might have been Brian Timbrell. Tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to slow this down because, see, right here's where Lee Sandville checks up. Get on Lee here real quick. Lee Sandville checks up, but in the meantime, right up ahead of him, Brian Timbrell gets into that wall. I don't know if he was, it really kind of threw him for a loop when Lee cut out like that. And I don't think he knew what to do. Let's ride along with him real quick here and see what happens. Yeah, Lee just, oh man, right there's where it was, and then the wall comes up on him. He hits the wall and loses it. Mark Robertson slipping by on the inside, taking the grass route. And into the wall Brian Timbrell goes. And that's going to ruin his day right there, I'm telling you. Pit stops are starting to take place now. Let's get down here on pit road. Everybody coming down pit road. That's what I would say too, Dustin. Yeah, you know, Lee probably should have warned the guys, hey, I'm heading for pit road or something. I don't know. Maybe he did in TeamSpeak. I don't know. I can't hear what's going on the track. So, but let's see who wins the race off of pit road. It looks to me like Tommy Lee is going to be our leader off pit road. He will come off pit road first. Richard Gonzalez right behind him. Everybody doing 4 tires. I don't see any 2-tire changes, so good deal. Okay, taking a look real quick. This is the second caution of the race, and they've got 45 laps remaining here tonight. We're going to get down here and try to see if we can find somebody to talk to. How about Nathan Miller? Let's see if we can get a word in with Nathan Miller. Yeah. Nathan Miller, this is Rudy up in the booth. You got a copy? Nathan Miller, you got a copy?
Hey, Rudy, I do.
Well, Nathan, you started in the back of the field today. You didn't qualify, and you've worked your way up into a good position. You're in the top 5 now. What do you got for Tommy Lee? Boy, he has been just deadly fast up there today.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've actually seen his truck today, right now, so I have no idea. I'm going to work on them one at a time. My strategy was to conserve tires, take it easy, let the people up front burn them off and pick them off one at a time, and it hasn't failed me yet. And I think this is the first week in the last 3 that I haven't wrecked, so I'm just going to try to keep it clean and see what happens.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Nathan. Yeah, it's going to be a tough race. 44 laps to go right now. What do you think? Well, first off, I guess I want to know, how's your truck feeling for you? Does it feel pretty good?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. The longer the run goes, the more I get used to the set. Doesn't feel too bad. See if we can continue that trend here on the green.
All right, Nathan, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I think they're about to go back to green. Yes, the lights are off on the pace car, and we're ready to go green. Yeah, I figured pit stops weren't too far away. It looks like Dwayne Dunn and Kyle Meeks are out of the race, so we're down to 14 trucks left in the race here, folks. Brian Pager, the last one, and he is a lap down. I'm not sure exactly how he got a lap down, but possibly next caution, if there's another caution, he may be able to get that lap back. Ryan Timbrell back in 13th, and he's got a ton of damage on that truck. So let's see, Tommy Lee bringing him to the line here. Pace car about to duck in, and we're ready to go green flag racing, folks. Pace car's in. Tommy Lee waiting on the green. Hits the throttle, and he is out of there. Definitely gets a good pull away from Richard Gonzalez and Teddy Wisniewski. Teddy, boy, not wasting any time. He knows what he's got to do. He's got to get up there and stay right with Tommy Lee. He did not have a problem the whole first part of that race, boy. What a job he's been doing. He's a great racer right there, and he's as good as anybody out there. And boy, I'll tell you, he's putting it right in second place with authority. Tyler Stanley now in third. Gonzalez back to fourth, and look who's coming, Nathan Miller. Taking a peek inside, Mark Robertson there as well. Nathan Miller moves into fourth. Still side by side with Gonzalez and Mark Robertson right there, hoping Nathan Miller can clear Gonzalez and pull him right along with him. Side by side with Gonzalez, and Miller still not able to clear him. Looks like he does clear him now and leaves Mark Robertson there to fend for himself. Mark not giving up though, staying right there where he can get the draft off of Nathan Miller, and it looks like he does clear Gonzalez. Boy, this has really tightened up the field here, folks. Nick Taylor, our points leader, now running in seventh, and Gonzalez way up the hill. Whoa, a little loose going into turn one. Boy, that could have cost him another position on the track. Randy McCanny in 8th, Tom Serrato in 9th, and then it's quite a ways back to Brock Hubble in 10th. Lee Sandville, which was up in the first part of the race there up front, now mired back in 11th place, made his first pit stop of the race, so looks like a one pit stop race for him. I believe these guys can make it the rest of the way on fuel without a problem. 38 to go, coming to 37 to go as a leader comes by. And Teddy Wisniewski second, Tyler Stanley third, Mark Robertson fourth. Still a pretty good battle going on here. Mark's trying to hold off. He's actually trying to get by Nathan Miller. Looks like he does clear him right there. Nathan Miller going to try the crossover maneuver on him. Oh boy. It works a lot of times, and he does push Mark up the hill, making Mark have to lift off that throttle. And Nathan goes right back by Mark Robertson. Them two racing it up here like it's the last lap, folks. Mark coming back, doing another crossover on Nathan, going into turn 3. He doesn't push Nathan up the hill like quite as much as Nathan pushed him up the hill in turn 1. But let's see how he does here going into turn 1. Mark stays right on that bottom, and Nathan right beside him trying to keep that side draft. Boy, Mark's doing a heck of a job right there, I'm telling you. Gonzalez watching from just behind them. Watching this battle going on in front of them. And we got to battle another one up ahead there. It looks like Tyler Stanley and Teddy Wisniewski battling it up. And Tyler is going to take that position away from Teddy Wisniewski. So the Stanley graphics machine putting on the show up in the front here, folks. Quite a ways back to Nathan Miller, as he's got Mark Robertson on his tail, Richard Gonzalez, and Nick Taylor, our points leader. And Randy McCanny involved in that as well. Wow, great racing here, guys. Great racing. This is some of the top-notch racing right here you'll see on iRacing. These guys really know how to do it. Tommy Lee with about a 4/10 lead over second place, Tyler Stanley. Tyler trying to finish better than Nick Taylor to maybe gain some points on him. 10 points separating them two right now, with Nick Taylor ahead in the point. And now Tyler is running second and Nick Taylor seventh. So there would be about 5 points he could pick up on him right there. Neither one of them has led a lap today. Tommy Lee's been out there now for 59 laps. Lee Sandville led 6. I'm trying to look at see who all the leaders were, and Kyle Meeks led the other 4. So we've only had a few leaders in the race. Teddy Wisniewski third, Nathan Miller fourth. Now pulls away a little bit from Mark Robertson. And Mark still under fire by Richard Gonzalez. Gonzalez coming up beside him, going into turn 1. And this could be the battle right here for 5th place. Trying to keep it down and hold it off of Mark Robertson. Mark gets a good run on the back stretch. And it looks like Nick Taylor going to work with Mark for a second there. Now he looks to the inside of Mark Robertson. And Randy McCanny looking on, wondering, man, what do I got to do to get to the front? These guys doing this all about 2.6, 2.7 seconds behind the leader. This is where the show is back here, folks. Gonzalez, Robertson, Nick Taylor, and Randy McCanny nose to tail. Now Mark Robertson looks to the inside. Oh, pushes Gonzalez up the hill. Didn't touch him, though. But Mark Robertson coming back on the front stretch, crossing the line ahead of Gonzalez and Nick Taylor in tow. Nick Taylor falls in behind Gonzalez, playing it safe. Randy McCanny in 8th, got to keep Randy at bay. And Tom Serrato back here, 9th, Lee Sandville. Another battle here as he battles it up with Brock Hubble and Timothy, or I'm sorry, that's not Timothy, that's Brian Pager. Brian Pager is a lap down, so he's really not battling for position there with these two, but Lee Sandville and Brock Hubble, oh man, was that close. Lee has to back off the throttle a little bit there, almost getting into the side of Brock Hubble. Brock goes way up the hill, climbing the hill into the marbles. And I'm hearing that they're going to do that here, I guess. They're thinking about adding what we call the marbles up there, which would be like rubber debris, and make it a little slippery up there on the high side. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just what I hear. I hear a lot of stuff around that I don't know if it's true or not. Tyler Stanley now closes up on the back of Tommy Lee. Boy, and Teddy Wisniewski right there. We got a 3-truck race here up in the front, folks, with 25 to go. Tyler Stanley right in the middle of it, wanting to capture the win here to gain as many points on Nick Taylor as he can get. Nick Taylor, our points leader, in 7th place, still trying to get by Mark Robertson. Gonzalez, man, Gonzalez is putting the pressure on. Them two have been battling since the drop of the first green flag of the race. Mark Robertson and Richard Gonzalez have somewhere on the track, one time or another, have been battling each other. So this has been some great racing. These two about evenly matched. Nick Taylor now with them. And Randy McCanny drives on by Nick Taylor, and Nick goes back to 8th. Boy, this is some great racing here, I'm telling you. These guys are putting on one of the best shows I've seen in a while, I'll tell you. This is great racing. Teddy Wisniewski in 3rd, still trailing Tyler Stanley. Tyler's trying to get by Tommy Lee, but I don't know. Catching Tommy Lee's one thing, but getting by him's a whole nother story. For those of you that have raced with Tommy Lee, you know. You can catch him, but good luck getting by him. And that is if you can catch him. Let's go back, check on Timothy Kelleher back here at Clean Air. Nobody around him. He's about 0.6 of a second off the bumper of Lee Sandville. Actually, I'm sorry, he's on the back bumper of Brian Pager. Pager a lap down, not really in that, but he's running in 14th spot and trying to, I'm sure he wishes that there'd be a caution that he could get back on the lead lap, because Brian Pager's a good racer and he's really trying his heart right now to get back on that lead lap. Nick Taylor in 7th. Right behind Mark Robertson and Richard Gonzalez. Let's get back up front here and see Tyler Stanley now 0.2 of a second off of Tommy Lee as they cross the line. 80 laps into this race, 20 to go, folks. I don't know if you're as excited as I am about this, but man, I'm telling you what, this has been an awesome race. Awesome race. Yes, it is, Wagner. It is awesome. Not sure how my blimp cam is. I guess it's okay. Teddy Wisniewski back here in 3rd place. Nathan Miller goes into 4th. Gonzalez 5th. And that's still under fire by Mark Robertson coming out of the turn. Mark's got to keep a pinch down, and Gonzalez powers right by him on the high side. Oh yeah, definitely, Dustin, definitely. It's going to come down to the last race of the season to decide it. Yeah, if it finishes like this. Tyler, I just don't know about Tyler, what he's doing. He may be just kind of riding right now and trying to save his tires for a late race challenge on Tommy Lee, but I'm sure he'd be tickled to death with a 2nd place finish if Nick Taylor finishes back in 8th. That would be 6 points he'd gain on him. Neither one of them led a lap yet. And that would make a 4-point difference going into next week if it finishes the way it is right now. Tommy Lee still out front. Tyler Stanley a 0.5 second behind. Teddy Wisniewski in 3rd. Nathan Miller 4th. Pretty much in Clean Air right now, Nathan is. Gonzalez in 5th. Mark Robertson 6th. Randy McCanny 7th. And Nick Taylor, our points leader, kind of riding right now, I think, trying to just get the race over with. Got a little bit of damage on that right rear corner, and that could be affecting the handling of it. I don't know. I did not talk to him. One I talked to was Nathan Miller there under caution. And he was hoping he had something for the leader, but right now he is 2.5 seconds behind him in 4th place. And unless something drastically happens up front, I just don't see him catching them guys to battle for the finish. The one I was really kind of hoping for was Tyler Stanley, but he is now 3/4 of a second from Tommy Lee. Teddy Wisniewski in 3rd, Nathan Miller 4th, 2.8 seconds. He is losing time to the leader. He's lost a couple of tenths in the last couple of laps here, folks. And we're coming down to it. Only 13 laps remaining, and Tommy Lee out front for 77 laps. He is led now, coming to 78, folks. I don't like that camera transition. It makes it look kind of jerky, but oh, I'm sure he does, Dustin. Yep. I'm sure he does, buddy. Yeah, he's riding in the 8th spot right now, and he's losing ground to Randy McCanny, Mark Robertson, and Richard Gonzalez. Gonzalez now into the 5th spot. Mark, with a good finish here tonight, Mark could pick up a couple of positions. Brian Timbrell, they were only 3 or 4 points a difference in them two, and Brian is back here in 13th. And he has got a ton of damage on it and not that far from going a lap down. Tommy Lee not far behind him. Let's ride along here with Tommy Lee for a minute. And let's crank it up, folks. How's that? Crank it back down here. I'm sure that's pretty loud. Sorry about that. Okay, Teddy Wisniewski now about a second off the bumper of Tyler Stanley, losing ground. Nathan Miller in 4th, Richard Gonzalez 5th, Randy McCanny in 6th, Mark Robertson 7th, Nick Taylor 8th, Brock Hubble with a good finish for Brock today. We got 8 laps to go, folks. And Timothy Kelleher rounding out the top 10. Look at Timothy go. The Jimmy John Chevrolet in 10th spot. That's good to see. Tom Serrato. Oh, that was Lee Sandville got by him. Whoa. I missed that pass. I thought that was the lap down car of Brian Pager. My bad. Lee Sandville drives by Timothy Kelleher. Kelleher going back to 11th. Tom Serrato in 12th. And Brian Timbrell 13th. Brian Pager 14th. Tommy Lee just in cruise mode here. 6 laps to go, folks. Let's get down here a little closer. 6 more circuits coming to 5. 5 more laps to go at Hotlanta. A lot of guys really like this track. Just doesn't matter what It just seems like it doesn't matter what you drive here, the A car, the B car, or the trucks, or anything. This is just an awesome 1.5 mile track. These guys have turned 100 laps here. Let's take a look at it real quick. They've had 2 cautions. With 5 to go, coming to 4 laps to go this time by. Awesome racing by these guys. Tyler Stanley going to finish second. Teddy Wisniewski third. And Richard Gonzalez did get by Nathan Miller and puts Nathan back to 5th. And it looks to me like Nathan has been into the wall. Randy McCanny coming up on him pretty quick, and that could be pretty costly to Nathan Miller because he's gonna lose that position. Oh, Randy McCanny into the wall. Good save. That could have been bad. That could have been a trip across the grass. Randy, they don't need anybody to mow the grass, buddy. They already had the groundskeeper do that. Oh, Nathan Miller really loose. Saves it. Wow, what a save. Brian Timbrow off pace, staying out of the way from the leaders. 2 laps to go. Randy McCanny going to drive by Nathan Miller. That's 4th position. Randy moves into the 5th spot. Let's get up to the leader here as he's coming around to take the white flag this time, folks. Tommy Lee taking the white flag. 1 more circuit around here. 4 more corners is going to do it for the leader here, Tommy Lee. And that will make him lead 90 laps out of the 100, folks. Man, amazing driving by Tommy Lee. Tyler Stanley in second. We're going to get up here on our leader real quick because he's about to bring it across the line in victory here at Mach Speed at Hotlanta tonight for 100 laps. Tommy Lee taking the win. Congratulations, Tommy. We'll get down there in just a minute and talk to the top 3 for sure. I'm sure Tommy's going to come around here and burn them down, folks. We'll watch and see if he does. And there he goes, burning them tires down. Yeah! Tommy Lee for the victory here tonight. Motley Crue. Yes, sir, Motley Crue. Thanks, Mike. Okay, they do have a thing here. They like to line them up on the start-finish line, so we'll try to see if we can get with them here and get a good screenshot, maybe. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get down here and talk to Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee, you got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy, I got you.
Well, congratulations on your win here tonight, Tommy. Boy, I'll tell you what, you led 90 laps. I don't know how sometimes you stayed out ahead of them guys, but tell us about your race.
I mean, tonight it was all about taking care of the tires. Once that unfortunate accident there with Kyle at the beginning, and that took and damaged a bunch of good guys out there, just to be able to get back under green and just get out there and take care of the tires. Knowing that we still had to pit, I was within about 2 or 3 laps of pitting when that caution came out, the second caution. So that kind of bundled everybody back up, and then it was all about just maintaining the tires and not running them too hard.
Well, the field got spread out pretty good, and Tyler, boy, I thought Tyler was going to catch you. Was you doing a little mirror driving when he was right on your bumper?
Not really. To be honest with you, I was just out there just riding around.
Well,
more laps here at this track than probably most of these guys all together or put together. From previous league I run with, hell's one of the places we always used to run. So I mean, pretty much the line stayed the same, just the setup changed a little bit.
well, great race, Tommy. Congratulations to you, man. What a finish. You bring the Clorox machine into victory lane today. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, of course, Gary and Kerry up in the booth and everything. Just want Kerry to know that him and his wife are in our thoughts and prayers and whatever's going on with them. Great job to Teddy and Tyler finishing second and third right there. And big shout out to you up in the booth for doing the broadcast. I had it on for part of the time, and then it started to make my internet crash, so I had to close it down. But all in all, it was a good run.
Okay, Tommy, well, thanks for talking with us. And again, congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thanks, Rudy.
Tyler Stanley, you there?
Yes, sir, Rudy.
Well, Tyler, by the looks of it, it looks like you gained a couple points on Nick Taylor coming into tonight. You bring it into second place. Are you happy with the finish, or was you really trying to go for the win?
I'm satisfied with the finish. I really wanted to get the W, especially against somebody like Tommy, and we had a heck of a field out here tonight, man. We had Kyle at his best, we had Tommy at his best, and had a lot of guys that were pretty much dead even on times, and I had a heck of a time coming up through the back of the field, but I was trying to go for the win, and Tommy just saved his tires just enough to stay out in front of me.
Well, how did you survive that wreck there we seen at the beginning of the race? I think that was like on lap 7 or 8 or something like that. How did you survive that?
I kind of had an expectation that it was going to happen at some point with as close as the racing is here, and so I gave the field a little bit of room, and I made sure there wasn't nobody real close behind me, and as soon as I saw, I think, Kyle getting sideways, I just got onto the apron and pretty much stopped.
Well, you did a good job. You kept the red-hot machine pretty clean all night long tonight. So, man, any other part of the race that you wanted to talk about that sticks out in your mind as good racing?
We're out here with some of the best guys on our racing. Just about every battle we have on the track is a great race, and I can't say enough about these guys to be able to run 100 laps with only one caution. And it's just, these guys are the best that I've ever raced against, and whenever you see somebody side by side in here, it usually makes for some fun, entertaining stuff.
Absolutely, Tyler. Well, anybody you want to say hello to or give a thank you out to?
Yes, sir, I got to give a shout out to my little buddy Matt. He just got done having open heart surgery, and he's in my prayers, and he's getting better each and every day, I'm hoping, and can't wait to see him get home. I got to thank the good Lord for giving us a chance to all come together and race on Wednesday nights and have some fun. And got to thank all the other admins at MSR for putting on one heck of a show and doing all they can to make this one of the best racing on our racing. I got to thank my sponsors, Stanley Graphics and 412 Student Ministries, and thanks to you, Rudy, for putting on an awesome broadcast and making us look good.
All right, Tyler, well, thanks a lot, buddy, and congrats on your second place. Good job out there tonight.
Thank you, Rudy. Hopefully we can put on a show for that championship in Texas.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. I believe you tightened that up a little bit more. I think there's only about 4 or 5 points difference between you two going into next week. So Texas, how do you feel about running Texas next week?
I'm decent at that track. It's not one of my best tracks, but in order to win championships, you got to overcome some adversity. So I'm gonna make sure I have fun with it. And me and Nick are gonna make a battle out of it yet.
I have no doubt in my mind, brother. Well, congratulations on your second spot tonight, and thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Teddy Wisniewski, you got a copy?
Yes, I do, Rudy.
Well, congratulations on your third spot there, Teddy. But tell us about how tough it was trying to hang with these guys. Man, I'll tell you, you rode close to Tommy Lee there for the longest time and then kind of faded. What was the deal, Tyler, getting by you? I mean, it looked pretty pretty interesting to watch that battle. We were watching it quite a bit, but how did that come about? Because you were really fast in practice and in race.
Yeah, I really didn't have the line figured out quite like Tommy did. That every time I tried running his line behind him, I couldn't do it, and hats off to him for running that line. It was very tough for me to try personally, but it was decent. I didn't have the expectations to win, but I definitely expected myself to run a top 5 finish, which I did. So I'm proud of the finish.
Well, that should help you in the chase points. I'm not sure if it's enough to get you up into the top 3, but it should help you out with a 3rd place finish. You missed a race here a couple weeks ago, and that really kind of knocked you down into points. So trying to recuperate from that's going to be it's a long road to hoe to get up there. 1 race left, Texas. How do you feel going into next week's race?
Well, I've never won there before in anything, but that's the same to say about all the tracks I've won on this season. So hopefully that will relay. I doubt it, but I guess that's my only hope is I haven't won at Texas yet, and I hadn't won at all the tracks I won on this season. So maybe I can get lucky and snatch a win there.
Well, we wish you the best of luck next week, Teddy, and maybe that'll help gain you a little bit more in the points after a 3rd place tonight. So anybody you want to shout out to or thank?
Yeah, just everyone who puts this league together. Like I say this every time, it's a fantastic league. It's an honor to run here, and thank you guys for allowing us to put a show on for everybody who ever watches.
Okay, Teddy, thanks a lot, and congrats on your 3rd spot tonight.
All right, thank you.
Okay, let's run down through the results real quick here. We'll get out of here just to let you know Tommy Lee did lead 90 laps tonight, so man, what a race for him. Tommy Lee coming in first, Tyler Stanley second, Teddy Wisniewski third, Richard Gonzalez fourth, Randy McCanny fifth, Nathan Miller sixth, Mark Robertson seventh, Nick Taylor, our points leader. Going to be a close one with him and Tyler Stanley. I believe only 4 or 5 points going to be separating them going into the race next week. Him coming in 8th, Brock Hubble 9th, and Lee Sandville 10th. Timothy Kelleher 11th. Good finish for Timothy. Tom Serrato 12th. Brian Pager 13th. Brian Timbrow 14th. Dwayne Dunn 15th. Kyle Meek 16th. Dustin Kinnaman 17th. Michael Feliciano 18th. And that rounded out the field. All right. So, again, congratulations to our winner here tonight, Tommy Lee. And that'll wrap it up for tonight. We will see you tomorrow night for Maximum Velocity. I believe they are at Michigan with the truck, so that should be a really good race. So hopefully you tune in tomorrow night, those of you that are watching. And we will catch you then. Until then, stay safe, folks.